recording. Oh, come on.
As soon as we've all finished talking. That's how it works in a place like this, so sorry about that glitch. I bring you rather, greetings from Senator Sarah Hanson-Young and Senator Rachel Seward, who have been championing your cause in the federal parliament. They are in Canberra today. Parliament will be sitting this week. The Greens' position on this has been fairly straightforward. We're talking about choices. We're not talking about making anything compulsory. We're talking about choices, so that people who want to have one of the most incredible experiences of their life in their own homes are allowed to do so, and they will not be effectively prohibited by rules and regulations relating to insurance. That's what this is about, free choice. In a previous life I was a lawyer, so I understand about liability. But as a society, we are heading down a path where the rules and regulations are saying to us, you must not do anything outside the mainstream. We had a Victorian minister got lost in the bush a while ago, and within hours people are out there saying no one's allowed to walk in the bush by themselves. No one's allowed to do anything. The most exciting playgrounds in South Australia have effectively been shut down because people are worried that maybe someone will fall off, maybe there'll be an accident, so we're letting legal liability drive the choices that we make for ourselves and the choices that we make for our children. If we were serious about risk, we would ban all cars. That's where people die.
Yeah.
the midwives will be able to provide services in your homes. After that 2 years is up, then we're going to have to either be back on the steps fighting it again, but let's hope we don't. Let's hope in this next 2 years we can get in place some rules that provide a sensible balance between people making their free choices to give birth at home and the expectation that all of us have is that our lives and our births will be safe. So congratulations to you all for coming out today. It's remarkable given that the statistics show that there's maybe 600 or 700 home births a year we're told in Australia. That can't be right because you're all here now and you don't all over Australia the entire quota of home births.
Yay.
So it's a remarkable effort for you to have come out. Thanks very much, and you can be assured that the Greens will continue to support you in the federal parliament and in the state parliament. Thanks very much.